War of words apparently heating up today between a Maryland congressman and elected officials in the District of Columbia. The city's marijuana law is at issue with tourism on the Eastern Shore caught up in the crossfire. Bob Barnard joins us now with the very latest on this. Bob?
Well, Sean, if you're spending the 4th of July weekend in Ocean City but live in the district, this story is about your money and the new marijuana law passed by the D.C. City Council. The Maryland Congressman making a stink about it sits on the House Appropriations Committee, which has funding authority over district budgets. Throwing jabs from one corner, Maryland Congressman Andy Harris, a Tea Party Republican representing Ocean City and the rest of the Eastern Shore.
The fact of the matter is, when people come to D.C., they know there's certain places you can go and certain places you can't.
And in the other corner, D.C. Mayor Vincent Gray and a growing chorus of district officials here in the nation's capital.
We remain very troubled by a member of the Congress who can't get certain laws passed in his own district using the District of Columbia as a laboratory.
At the center of the controversy, marijuana, specifically the district's plan to decriminalize small amounts of pot, a move now being blocked by Congress led by Representative Harris, a physician.
Any public policy that will result in the increased use of drugs by teenagers, especially in a place where drug use is already among the highest in the nation, is just bad public policy.
I voted to support it, and I'm an elected official in the District of Columbia, and our laws should rule the day, not a member from Eastern Shore.
Mayor Gray went as far as to tell D.C. residents they should be mindful of where they spend their hard-earned money on weekends and vacations. Remember, Harris represents Ocean City and said this during a phone call to our morning show.
We don't have the kind of drug abuse problem that D.C. has. We don't have the crime problem that D.C. has. The bottom line is the mayor ought to take care of what's going on at home first before he attacks my district.
In a statement today, Mayor Gray says, quoting here, "While I have not called for an official boycott of Maryland's Eastern Shore, I urge every American who cares about fairness and democracy to stand up to this hypocrisy and bullying."
This should be a discussion about drug use among teens. Expanding it to anything else doesn't make sense.
Now, in his statement today, Mayor Gray blasted Dr. Harris and other members of Congress for using what he calls their outdated and unjust authority over the district's budget to further their own political and personal agendas. By the way, Harris tweeted this afternoon that he saw too many D.C. plates during his car ride back to the Eastern Shore. Scott and Sean.
This ain't over. All right. Thank you, Bob.